Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to the next in the series, Finding the Rune Within. This week we are dealing with the Rune Ansuz, which is the Rune of Odin. I hope you enjoy. Hail Odin, hail Odin, hail Odin. Oh Odin, who was once on the tree, suffering immensely for the privilege to give us the word and the language and the air of the breath of life within. We thank you, Odin, for this, and we ask that you come be with us and show us the meaning of the Rune Ansuz. O Odin, who suffered greatly, help us to learn and understand the wisdom behind what it is that you wanted us to know. That how you made the runes become applicable to us on the earth, on Midgard. We thank you that you put yourself on the tree, that you suffered greatly for our benefit, and we ask that you aid us in learning about this rune. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's rune video. This week is about Ansuz, Odin's rune. It is also about the breath of life, the breath of knowledge, the breath of divinity within each and every one of us. It's something that we shouldn't take lightly because it is a gift from the gods. Hail Odin. This is the rune of communication and wisdom. It's the rune of many things. I hope you can see it there. There you go. With the two antennas coming down, I like to think of it as the communication coming down from the gods down to Midgard, to people. And it's an easy way to remember what one it is. Odin's rune Ansuz, communication from the gods to people. Communication comes through different means, but also corresponding stone for this rune is the emerald, which is a beautiful stone. When it comes to what it actually means, is that when Odin sacrificed himself and went through the near-death experience to receive the knowledge and the magic, the knowledge of the word, the knowledge of the song, of poetry, of everything intellectual, but also the knowledge of magic with the runes, the knowledge of seeing. He became the one in charge. He deserved that position because of what he went through. And so when we get given this, it's a gift from Odin. Ansuz also is very powerful, because when you use words and you speak those words, you have to have wisdom as to what you are saying and how, because you can get feedback and comeback from, if it's negative, you will get negative response. If it is good, you will get good back. So again, we were given wisdom to know how to speak. Emotions come into it also, because when you hear a song, it makes you happy or sad. When you hear a poem, it can change your emotions. Words are very, very powerful. And so, as I said, wisdom is very necessary. I always used to say the saying, thought made word, made deed. Because once you've thought something and spoken it, it becomes physical. You can't take it back. So again, when you get this in a reading, depending on the situation that you are in at the time, that will have an effect. It could be negative, or it could be positive, or it could be telling you to look into your life a bit more and try to understand things. A great deal of learning comes in when you are studying for the craft, for example, or to learn how to do spells the right way, to see them actually become manifest is a marvellous thing. And again, this comes through the breath of life, divinity that's sent from divinity into us. Without the breath of life, we are nothing. And that breath is a ball of air which surrounds us and goes in us and comes out of us and is always constant. So we have a lot to thank Odin for. And so I think it would be lovely to do this pathworking, which will take into consideration both the air and Odin and the actual rune. So welcome to the next pathworking, which will be about Ansuz. So we can breathe it out by saying and that is another way to bring that breath of air and to bring that knowledge into existence and the magic behind it, because that magic is in our breath. Also the element of air, which is about learning, fresh starts, the beginning of the day, and it's all intermingled. So welcome to the next pathworking. I hope you enjoy it. If you're sitting comfortably, we will begin. So if you want to take a nice deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a few seconds, and then release it through your mouth. And again, breathe in through your nose, hold it for a little while, and out through your mouth. And one more time. As you do it, try to relax, try to breathe that air through your mouth, getting rid of any negativity, anything that's bothering you. And then you will find that place within, in the centre of your being, where you feel peaceful and relaxed. And once you are there, you can open your eyes. In front of you is all darkness, but in the near distance is a light, and it is coming and making its way toward you. And you think, wow, what is that? When it gets nearer you, you can see it is the rune Ansuz, and it is huge. And as it comes towards you, you realise that there is a whirlwind going around and around it, up and then down. You are amazed at the power behind this, and a little bit afraid to go too near, not realising that it was the wind of the breath of life and learning. It is not a wind that will kill you or maim you or hurt you. It is something that you can revel in and be part of. So all of a sudden you realise that you must go towards this sign, and as you walk toward it, dreading the outcome, you find yourself lifted up off the floor. You are already in that wind, and you are flying high. You are going somewhere. So you close your eyes and just relax in this wind that's all around you. After a while, you can't feel that wind anymore, and you open your eyes. You are in a beautiful village. You are in a village which is like from the past, but there's nobody there. But in the middle of this village is Yggdrasil, the huge tree of life, Yggdrasil. And upon the branch that's nearest you hangs Odin. You feel sad. Oh my goodness, that's my All Father, that's Odin. He's hanging and he's suffering. You then see him standing in front of you. My child, I showed you this to show you that through my endeavours you are now the proud owner of the breath of life, the proud owner of wisdom and knowledge, the proud owner of the magic within, and the proud owner to know your destiny. I want you to understand what Ansuz is for. It is communication. It is the word spoken. It is the breath of air. It is divinity. It is poetry and art. It is anything you can think of. It encompasses everything. And it is your gift. You stand there and you think, oh my goodness, I've taken all these things for granted, never realising that it was God-given, never realising that we were honoured. He looks at you and he says, I think you need to go back to the village and see what it is that your ancestors were like before. So we go on a journey, Odin with his staff walking beside me. And we get to the village, and people are just sitting around doing nothing. There's no fire being built, there's nothing. They're not speaking to each other, they're not doing anything. And I look at him and I say, oh Odin, what's wrong with these people? And he says, lack of motivation, lack of knowledge, lack of communication, lack of everything. Which is why I did what I did, and I brought through, so that they can learn, or they can now find a way to communicate, a way to learn. So he says, now see the village a little bit further on. Everybody's busy, they're all doing the things that they should. You've got the spear maker, you've got the fire in the middle, you've got the women baking bread and the children being taught. The warriors with their swords fighting, like learning to fight. A marvellous scene. But most of all is this woman who is standing at the edge. And she is the seer. The one that was given the knowledge to see the future. The one who had the wisdom of magic within her soul and her blood. She looks at you and says, You have come to see what it is like, and we are your ancestors. You come from these people, and the communication has been sent through the ages to you. The breath of life that started everything is the same breath of life that's within you now. I look upon this in a totally different way, and Odin knows this, and he nods and he says, you understand now, my child, don't you? And he says, I think it's time that you went home, and I think it's time that you understood where you are in your journey, and maybe change a few things, maybe relate to the rune and see where you can change things to your benefit and for the benefit of those around you. So we make our way back. The air is gone now. The air is within. As Odin says, you are breathing that air. And as you go, it's almost like the sound of breathing, which is wonderful. You can see the birds flying, and a wolf appears at Odin's side, and a raven. And you just know how wonderful it has been to be with Odin this day, and to understand what he wanted you to know. And with that, he says, it's time to go home. And you suddenly find yourself back at home, ready to be full of this new energy that this rune has given you, and the understanding behind it. And as you open your eyes, my friends, wriggle your fingers and your toes, and maybe eat something as soon as you can, so that you can ground. So on to body shape, the yoga part of doing the symbol. So really what you need to do is stand as straight as you can, and put one arm down like that and the other one like that if you can. It's very difficult, especially if you've got arms that don't work properly. But again, it's supposed to be like this because it is like a yoga. And as I said before, at the end, when we've done all of them, we'll put them all together, making the shapes and the sounds. So that should be pretty cool. And all that you have learnt today will stay within you. And so I hope you enjoyed this little path working. It amazes me to feel that energy of air that we all take so for granted. Anyway, I'm going to say now, thank you to any new subscribers, I really do appreciate it. And for returning subscribers also, I really do appreciate you too. And for all those that do follow, I really do thank you, because you are my support, and this channel wouldn't be here without you. So thank you all, I really appreciate it. The next one in the series will be next week, and it will be number 5. I'll let you know what one that is next week. Maybe you can do some research. If you want to leave a comment below, let me know what you think about this particular rune, or anything else. I'm always around, and I will always answer your query. So please don't be shy, just leave me a comment, leave me a like if you can, and wherever you are, whatever time of day, night or evening it is, I wish you a really happy time. Halsa Valang.